So now other thing is we can actually convert numbers and strings. Okay, and for example, let us say let us start with integer to float, and then we'll see to integer. Probably you may not use it quite frequently, but that's okay. Number two. So let us say we want to convert an integer to float. Okay, so there is a simple command we can write. Let us say a number is equal to 5. Okay, and we want to convert this into float. Okay, so we can actually do couple of things. Okay, so let us first add a few cells. Okay, so let us define it. So number is equal to 5 now. This is defined now. Okay, now we want to convert it into float. Okay, so what if we write print float num? Will it work? Or num equal to float print num? So what should be the output in case of 1 print num? Case of 2 num equal to 11. All right, so can someone tell me what should be the output in this case? Num equal to 5 print num.
5.
5. What about the next one? Num equal to float 5 and print num.
5.0.
5.0, perfect. And what should be the output in third case?
0.11.
0.11 nahi beta, 11.0. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
basically you can convert it whatever way you want to convert it into float. You can choose. You can actually direct convert it while assigning the variable. You can convert it while giving the print command. It is totally your choice. Okay, all right, so this is integer to float. Now let us one more thing. So let us say we have a number now. Number is equal to 3.1452678 9. Okay, and we want to print the number. What will be the output? 3.1452678 9, right? What if we want to convert this into integer? Okay, and now we want to print it. So you are noticing that I did not use print command here like earlier one. Yeah, I am just using the name of the variable, and it is actually giving me the value here. Okay, so so we can actually convert a floating number into integer using int command, and when we write the after changing it to integer, when we write the name of the variable num, it will actually give you the output that is actually that has actually converted into an integer. What if your number is equal to 4.333333 and you want to print and you want to change the number into an integer? So it will give you value. Okay, now we're gonna see the conversion of number to string. Obviously, we cannot convert a string into a number. Okay, so but we can actually convert a number into a string. So, for example, let us say we have a number. equal to 4.5. We want to convert this into a string. Okay, so if we just give the print command with number, other case would be number is string 4.5. Third case is string. Okay, so uh, so this will print 4.5. So how would you believe that this has been converted into uh, a string when you run this command? So let us say when we define num equal to 4.5, and when we print this, so it prints the number out, right? When we run this one, it gives us the 4.5 as an output. When we run this one, it actually gives 5.2 as an output. Okay, so let us say that this is num1. Okay, so what if they were numbers? If they were numbers, if you add a num with num1, what should be the score? For example, let us say we have num equal to 4.5 and num underscore 1 is equal to 5.2. And if we add these two numbers, num plus num underscore 1, it gives you certain values, right? It gives you certain values, and the value is 9.7. Now actually we use this command here to convert number into string, but all the values look same, right? 4.5, 4.5 and 5.2. So just to check whether we can actually add them as a string or not, you can actually run them like you can actually run it like print num plus let us say hello plus num underscore 1. So let us run this num here. Let us define them. Num equal to 4.5 here, and num1 equal to a string of 5.2. So when we run it, you can see that it gives a certain value. Now, can somebody tell me why we don't see 5.2? We see 4.5 here, then we see hello, and then instead of 5.2, which was supposed to get converted into a string, we don't see that. We now see num1. Why? Num underscore
Sir,
1.
because of double quote.
Double quote. So what if we remove this? What should be the output then? What should be the output? 4.5 hello, and then
5.2.
5.2. Okay, so this is how we can actually convert numbers into a string. Okay, uh, okay, so let us say I want you to write a small exercise, small code. uh, you need to define your name with the user. Okay, so for example, I will write Vishal and you will write your own name. Okay, and then you will write lines equal to, let us say, 5, for example. Now you see these are two different variables. One is a number variable, lines, and the other is a string variable. Now what I want you to do, I want you to write a code using these variables to print means I want to get this output, print. What you want to get as an output? Congratulations. And then it should be followed by your name, okay, that is user in this case, okay. So whatever you, for example, it should be followed by my name without any bracket, okay. And then, for example, in my case, it should be Vishal. And then you just wrote 5 lines of code. I want this as an output. I don't want you to use modulo operator. I want you to use plus, and I want you to use the overall learning so far. I want you to use that with the print command. I want you to write print command for that output. So you will start with print and then parenthesis, and then you need to write certain thing inside the print command. This is a very simple code. You can write. Okay. Congratulations. So if you want to add comma, that you can add. Then you want to add a space. So either you can use space with the plus sign, or you can actually take a space and then add the double quote. So what I did here, print congratulations. So instead of adding space with plus sign, I just added a space with the congratulations comma and then space, and then I closed it. Okay. Now I want to add user. So user is basically Vishal. Let me first define that. Okay, so user is Vishal in this case. Again, I want to add what next, Vishal, and then I want to use exclamatory sign. You just wrote 5 lines. So from exclamatory to wrote and then space, we can actually copy and we can actually type it in here. Okay, wrote, then again plus, then we need to actually write lines. Yeah, so basically 5 lines, right? So in this case 5 is basically a number. If I write 5, it will not be added, because you remember we cannot add number and string together. Okay, so what we can do, we can actually convert it here. Okay, so what we are doing, we are actually asking Python to convert this lines, which is a number, into a string. So we are actually converting it into a string. Okay, okay, lines, then plus. Okay, so up to this point clear? Yeah, and then lines of code. So you remember 5 and lines has a space, so we need to add a space beforehand. Okay, and then we need to add lines of code. We can actually write lines of codes. Okay. You want to add full stop, you can add full stop here. Let us see whether this works or not. It says congratulations Vishal, you just wrote 5 lines of code. What if I don't convert this? What if I just write the line here? Will it do the job? No, it will give us the error. It will say you need to convert this into a string. This is not a string. Okay, once you convert it into a string, it will give you congratulations Vishal, you just wrote 5 lines of code. Okay, so I think that is good enough for today. I don't want to take much time, so maybe in next practical class we will practice some more exercise.